So, this exists.
Yeah, so apparently there's a Rudolph game on the Wii. What are the odds? Well, before I talk about the game, let's quickly talk about the film that the game is based on, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This was one of my favorite Christmas movies as a kid. I've actually seen the film so many times that I've memorized it word for word. The film is about a reindeer named Rudolph who just wanted to play the reindeer games, but all the other reindeer wouldn't let him because he was born with a shiny red nose. But eventually he saves Christmas and goes down in history, the end. What I love most about the film is the stop motion animation, which is cheap and simple looking but extremely charming at the same time. I also love the little musical numbers throughout the film as well. My two favorite songs are We Are Santa's Elves and The Most Wonderful Day of the Year. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is a holiday classic that I'll still continue to watch every single Christmas.
But now I'm going to do something very unpleasant, and that is play Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on the Wii. Now granted, I'm not expecting much from this title, but then again, maybe it might be halfway decent. Let's check it out.
I mean, it's a nice little jingle, but I think the Rudolph theme would be more fitting for the game. You know, considering that it's called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Just throwing it out there, you know.
Hold the Wii remote like this!
Thanks, creepy sounding weirdo. Okay, who made this game? Well, there's Red Wagon Games. We also got High Voltage Software.
High voltage, high voltage, high voltage, rock and roll.
Oh, come on, really? Why don't they have the Rudolph song for the title screen? It just seems very weird not to have it there. I bet they don't even have it in the credits. So you don't have the song for the title screen, but instead you have it for the credits? That's the most ass-backwards thing I've ever heard. Okay, well the theme song is one thing, but I was really dumbfounded when I went to the level select and found out there were only 4 levels in the entire game.
4 levels? So this game is going to be like super short then? Wait a minute. This game is Christmas themed with only 4 levels. What does that remind me of?
There's only 4 levels? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Mother of God.
Let's just hope this game is not as bad as Ninja Bread Man. Granted, I'm not expecting it to be good, but I am expecting it to be better than that game. Select number of players. Yeah, come play Rudolph with me. We'll have a holly jolly blast. Select character? Okay, what do we got? We got Rudolph, Female Rudolph, Dentist the Mentist, House Burglar, and the Brawny Man. Guess I'll go with the Bloody-Nosed Deer.
Welcome to Christmas Town, also known as the North Pole.
You know, I think if the snowman was human, he would probably look more like Dutch Vandalin from Red Dead Redemption 2.
I have a plan, Arthur. As soon as we find some shelter for the rest of the gang, you and I will head north to Santa's gift shop in this cold weather. Once we get there, we will hijack Santa's sleigh full of presents and sell them for a profit back in Blackwater.
Santa Claus does not exist, Dutch. It seems like you live in a fantasy and your plans aren't getting us nowhere.
Well, of course you doubt the existence of Kris Kringle because you have no faith. And you definitely do not have faith in your Uncle Dutch. I am so sick of you doubting me, Arthur.
Okay, so basically Frosty the Fruitcake tells you that Santa Claus needs help decorating his tree and putting toys in his sleigh bag. Which brings us to our first minigame called Holiday Helper. That's right, I said minigame. This is a minigame game with only 4 minigames. Oh, sorry, levels. My mistake. I thought I was playing minigames for a second. Guess I should have known better. Alright, so the Holiday Helper minigame sucks. You have to put the ornaments on the tree, the Christmas presents under the tree, and unwrap toys in Santa's bag. You have to
hold the Wii remote like this.
Then you tilt it from side to side to move and press 2 to jump. The controls are as awful as it sounds. I had a hard time getting the ornaments and gifts to the tree as well as the stupid toys to the bag. which kind of puzzles me because the bag is right next to this lazy dwarf, and instead of just dropping it straight in, he just throws it at my face. Who the hell does that elf think he is? Maybe I'll throw presents, toys, and glass ornaments at his face and see how he likes it. He'll be covered in cuts and bruises by the time I'm done with him. Anyway, I don't know how many points I need to move on to the next level, but I somehow passed despite doing a real crappy job. Oh well, let's move on. Good God, what the hell happened to the abominable snow monster? Okay, the next level is called Toy Maker. In this game, you have to throw paint at toys. You wait for the toys to glow on the conveyor belt, then you flick the Wiimote to throw the paint.
And that's it. No, I'm not kidding. That's literally it. Just shake the remote when the toy glows.
You know, at least with the Holiday Helper minigame, you had to put in some effort to complete your task. But in the Toy Maker minigame, all you're doing is just flipping the remote. This is not engaging gameplay. Hell, I don't even count this as a game at all because a game has a challenge to it. Alright, the next game is called Cookie Cooking. In this game, you have to, well, make cookies. You do this by shaking the Wii remote forward and backward to roll the dough, shake it up and down to cut the dough, shake it to the left to put the dough in the oven, and finally shake it up and down to season the cookies.
Translation, just do this.
This game is exactly like the toy making game. All you do is shake the controller and that's it. Like I said before, this is not engaging gameplay, this isn't challenging whatsoever, this is nothing but boring trash. The last minigame is called Saving Christmas. In this game you play as one of the elves and you have to throw toys at the houses below. You flick the Wiimote to toss the toys out of the bag. If the toy lands on the roof, you get a point. If it lands on the chimney, you get 5 points. If you miss the house completely, well, no big deal I guess, because the game doesn't penalize you for missing throws. That's the main issue I have with this minigame. It doesn't penalize you in any way whatsoever for missing houses, and that is why I don't consider this a game at all. So after you're done with that minigame...
Dude, what the hell was that? 4 short minigames and that's it? That's pathetic. You know how long it took me to beat this game? 9 minutes. I kid you not. This game lasted 9 minutes. If you can beat this game during your lunch break at work from start to finish, then your game sucks. It's pretty bad when it takes longer to actually go to the store and buy the game than it actually does to play and beat the game. But you know what? It gets worse.
Do you remember when I said you don't get penalized for missing throws in the last minigame? Well, that's when I started to get suspicious, and I thought to myself, do you not get penalized in the other minigames as well? And if not, do they still let you move on to the next level? So after the unexciting 9 minutes I had with this piece of crap, I decided to go back to the first level of the game and do a little experiment to see if the game will penalize me for doing nothing. The results are shocking.
Look, the reason why I called you down here is because, well, I wanted to apologize for what I said to you a long time ago. I'm very sorry that I called you the worst game on the Nintendo Wii. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not going to sit here and say that you're a good game. As a matter of fact, you're still garbage. But for me to sit there and say that you were the worst game on the Wii, looking back, I feel like that was way too harsh, and I feel bad about it now. I'm very sorry. I truly apologize for calling you the worst game on the Wii. Well, that takes care of that. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's just hope that 2021 will be better than last year because 2020 was god-awful. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to play some VR games. Later, dudes and dudettes. Ah!